Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is the second news from today's newspaper front page dawn. Chinese vaccine registration soon as trial nears end. Unlike a clinical trial, phase 1 trial is requirement before administration of jabs in country by Ikram Junaidi. Islamabad, as the novel coronavirus continues to claim dozens of lives a day in Pakistan, the only hurdle in importing the COVID-19 vaccine from Chinese state-owned company Sinopharm will be removed soon with its phase 1 trial in Karachi reaching the final stage. It emerged on Tuesday. In a separate development, the federal government has decided to implement the medical teaching institutions MTI ordinance in three major hospitals of Sindh and one major hospital of Punjab after it had been introduced in Pakistan Institute of Medical Sciences PIMS. Islamabad, where employees have been protesting against the move for past several weeks. According to the National Command and Operation Center, 2,408 more people tested positive for COVID-19 and 41 deaths were reported in a single day, while 320 ventilators are occupied across Pakistan. The data shows that 58% ventilators in Multan were occupied, followed by Bahawalpur's 50% ventilators, Islamabad's 36% ventilators, and Peshawar's 32%. The NCOC puts the number of active cases across the country at 34,007. Explaining the current status of vaccine trial to Dawn, a number of scientific tasks from a task force on COVID-19 constituted in March last year, Mr. Basna Khalid said, "We have almost completed the trial as only 10 volunteers have been left." She said that there was a requirement to hold a small phase 1 trial of the vaccine, so it was decided to hold the trial at International Center for Chemical and Biological Sciences ICCBS Karachi with the collaboration of Indus Hospital. In the meantime, the process of vaccine registration with the BRAD is also going on, and it is a matter of days to give approval before Drug Regulatory Authority of Pakistan (DRAP) for the emergency procurement of vaccine, she said. Asked about the sample size of the trial, she said it phase 1 trial should not be confused with a clinical trial, as so far vaccine had been administered to the million persons in China, Dubai, and Abu Dhabi, which is the requirement of a small trial, which is called phase 1 trial. Vaccine has already been approved after clinical trial and it is easier to store. However, we have nothing to do with the price, so I am not aware about it, she said while replying to another question. Dr. Basma said the efficacy of the vaccine was 86%, and there was 100% prevention of severe infections. The Scientific Task Force on COVID-19, which is headed by renowned scientist Professor Dr. Ataur Rahman and comprises Dr. Basma Khalid, Professor Dr. Javed Akram, Professor Al Farid Zafar, Professor Iqbal Chaudhry, Professor Dr. Khalid Khan, and Professor Mariam Riaz Thaler, was constituted by Minister for Science and Technology Fawad Chaudhry on March 24, 2020. Later on December 30, 2020, a meeting of Special Cabinet Committee for Procurement of COVID-19 vaccine, chaired by a Federal Minister for Planning and Development, Asad Umar, decided to procure 1.1 million doses of vaccine from the Chinese company Sinopharm. It was also announced that the vaccine would be provided to 500,000 frontline healthcare workers, as 2 doses would be given to each worker, and the margin of spoilage was 10%. While talking to Dawn, ICCBS Director Professor Iqbal Chaudhry said the trial was being done on 150 healthy volunteers to see how vaccine reacts on different ethnic groups. He said DRAB will issue an emergency authorization for the use of vaccine soon as the government has decided to import the vaccine. But once the phase 1 trial, which is also called safety trial, will be completed, it will become possible to start commercial import of the vaccine as well. Dr. Chaudhry said safety study was in final stage, and after completion, findings will be shared with both DRAP and the Chinese company. An official of DRAP requesting anonymity said most of the requirements had already been fulfilled. We have demanded the sale agreement of vaccine and data of phase 1 trial to place the cases in front of registration board. Once documents will be completed, approval for emergency procurement will be given, he added. Hospitals. Meanwhile, the federal government has decided to introduce MTI in 4 hospitals of Sindh and Punjab. Promulgated by President Dr. Arif Alvi in November 2020, the Medical Teaching Institutions Reforms Ordinance has already been implemented in PIMS Islamabad. It suggested that the hospitals will be run through Board of Governors, BOG. According to the ordinance, the BOG, Board of Governors, will deal with all affairs of the hospitals once they become medical teaching institutes. The Board of Governors, the BOG, will have overall superintendence and a control over the functions of the hospitals, and employees would lose status of civil servants. However, employees of PIMS believe that the hospital has been privatized, as it will have to generate its own revenue to meet expenses. They have been protesting against the ordinance for several weeks. according to a notification issued by the Military Ministry of National Health Services and available with dawn as many as 4 hospitals have been added in the schedule of the MTI Ordinance 2020. 3 hospitals, Jinnah Postgraduate Medical Center, GMPC, National Institute of Cardiovascular Diseases, NICVD, and the National Institute of Child Health, the Child Health NICH, are located in Karachi, Sindh, and the fourth hospital, Sheikh Zayed Postgraduate Medical Institute, is located in Lahore, Punjab. And in the end, the formal request, if you have not yet, please subscribe our channel, press the like and bell button to get the first from us. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time and goodbye.